In today's video, you are actually going to get a glimpse inside my mentorship program. I am on a one-on-one call with one of my students going over how to create a high-converting ad creative and the psychology behind this. If you go on to find this video informative or helpful in any way, please hit the subscribe and the like button. It will help me out tremendously. If you haven't found success in dropshipping yet and need someone to teach you a proven to work strategy and guide you through all of the complexities that you will face that aren't even shown on YouTube, click the link in the description and set up a free consultation call with myself where I will explain exactly what I offer and how I can help you find your first winning product. Now, let's get straight into the video. You can see right here,
Call to action.
right about 3/4 of the way, it says click the link below. It has like the little hand, the hand emoji. That's kind of nice to put there. And then it says get yours now. So you usually want to have two call to actions. You want to have one placed a little bit sooner, about 3/4 of the way. Click the link below and then get yours now. Now, this is going to be one of those videos that are just going to be the audio. It's not going to have the voiceover. What I recommend is 3 to 4. My honest recommendation would be 4 video creatives, 2 or 3 of which that have a voiceover, and then the other 1 or 2 will have just the music and it'll just be a visual, right? The voiceover tends to convert a little bit better, but it's also nice because some ad accounts do prioritize the non-voiceover ones. And that's something that you will see when you look at the analytics and when we look at that together and analyze which ad creative is performing best. The reason why you want to have some with the voiceover and some without is because it provides a split test. And it provides Facebook with enough content to gather that data. So when you're scaling this product and you're recreating the ad creatives, you're going to see which ones are the best. So if voiceovers perform really well for your product and really well in your ad account, you're going to recreate the ad with a voiceover, right? And vice versa if it's with a non-voiceover. So it's nice to have that that option and give Facebook that flexibility. I'm going to show you another ad creative for the same product.
Oh, they switched the scroll stopper or the intro around.
Yeah, first.
Now we have a different cat here. Same benefits.
So exactly. So 3 to 4 variations is gonna be it's gonna all pretty much be the same clips, just rearranged. And the reason that you do that is because it gives, again, Facebook enough content to figure out what works best for your audience. So some audiences may find, instead of it being the clicking of the brush like how it was in the previous ad creative that we just watched, maybe it's going to be the cat purring and using the product. That might convert better, or that might hook the audience better. So that's why you're going to have pretty much the exact same video clip, just minced up differently and positioned differently, right? And that's another thing that you want to do, is you don't want all the video clips to be 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Again, it gives Facebook enough content to figure out what works best with your data set, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. And what's nice about that is that you can select the pain point. So you can say, this brush was a complete game changer in my household. Prior to using this brush, every time I would groom my cat, there was hours of cleanup. Now cleanup takes less than 5 minutes, whatever, right? But it gives you the flexibility to really create the ad creative. You can set your own narrative of how you want the creative to go. Yeah. So firstly, both very good questions. You can definitely do that, but what I would recommend is for you to kind of do a little bit of research into this product, and based off reading like the Amazon reviews or the Amazon FAQs for that product, you can kind of get an idea of what the pain points are for this niche and for this product. And you can also kind of just use, what makes sense. So if someone's buying a de-shedding brush, cleanup is going to be the biggest is going to be the biggest issue. But you can also have AI kind of give you some guidelines. What are the main pain points for a cat grooming brush? You know, and then you can kind of in your head have the bullet points or the main pain points, and then craft your script around the pain points. So what I would do is my cat, and then whatever the name is, you make up a random name. My cat Oliver absolutely loves this brush, and so do I. And then boom. The reason why you want to kind of give a name to whatever subject that you're using in the video is because it provides that user generated. It provides more of a of not such a mass produced or mass advertised product. It seems a bit more personal,
Right.
especially if you put a name to the
Kind of humanizes. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. It's humanizing that. So, and then your second question was if you want to use your own voice. I've seen female voices, something that's a little bit lighter,
I was gonna ask that.
lighter tone, a lighter voice perform really well. But even just
Mhm.
in advertising in general, if you look at a lot of ads, a lot of it is a soft female voice. But then you also want to look at, you know, what is your demographic for this product? If you're doing a fitness product, maybe have a man voice, especially if the product is geared towards males. So you're kind of looking at your demographic.
Okay.
Now you can you can split test a man voice later on down the line, but for a test, I would do a female voice. And you can definitely voice your own products. And you kind of want to have the same music that you saw in that video, something that doesn't say any words, so it's not like an actual song, but it's just like background music. You don't want it to have too much bass in it. You don't want it to be too crazy, just something that's very light.
Realistically, what are the chances of your ad getting taken down for, because I hear that is a big thing.
So it's never happened to me for copyright, and that's why you don't want to use popularized songs. Or like you don't want to put like a Taylor Swift or like, I don't know, a Billie Eilish song behind it. 2 reasons: one, copyright, but second, you don't want anything to detract from your product and your actual advertisement. That's why I just use that super basic, you know, background music that you that you saw in that ad creative. But I've used that music in a bunch of different ad creatives, like the basic background music, and I've never faced a copyright claim. Now, this interaction with my student was actually heavily shortened as I had to edit out key details and strategy that I obviously can't show on YouTube. And the ad creative as a whole is only a very small part of everything that is required to actually have success in dropshipping. We actually went into quite a bit of detail during our call, and I actually answered a bunch of his questions. So you're probably wondering why I'm in a completely different fit. This part of the video was filmed a few days later from the previous segment, but I really wanted to show some of my own analytics on one of my winning product stores and go over why creating a high converting ad creative is so important. And I also wanted to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that I made with this product that basically, quote unquote, killed it off. So over the last year, you can see that I did a shade over $540,000, which is crazy to say out loud. And I will do a refresh as well, just so you know everything is legit and I'm not playing. Right here, boom. All right, there's that. So in this time span, we did about 28,000 orders, and over the span of this, our average conversion rate for the store was 5.2%. Some days I got it up to like 7 to 10% conversion rate, but over the span of the entire year, that's what we averaged. And there was quite a few things that went into the back end structure of that store. It's not easy to scale any store to 6 figures, let alone multi 6 figures. So the big ones was setting up a really good upsell funnel, which helps raise your average order value, or AOV, and the abandoned cart email sequence, which really helps bring back a lot of that lost revenue from when a customer initially leaves your store. Both of these require a ton of testing, and I was able to tweak and optimize every little detail and aspect to get it to a point where it's just raking in money every day. But the fundamental piece of this entire pie is the ad creatives, because that's what initially gets the customer interested in your product and allows you the opportunity to upsell the customer, etc. So it doesn't matter how good your website looks or how good your abandoned cart sequence is if you have no customers. I ended up testing the I ended up using the exact same 4 ad creatives for the entire time that I was running this product, and that was my number one mistake with this store. It was not creating new ad creatives. I was under the impression that the ads would just keep converting forever, and I wasn't taking into account a little known something called ad fatigue, which completely killed off all of the momentum for this product. For me, this was a super big learning point. Cut. This was a super big learning point for me, and going into my next winning products, it's a mistake that I never made again. And for my students, it's good that I've already made those type of mistakes, because it's something that I make sure they end up don't making, because I've already gone through that learning and can guide them around those problems, which just saves them a bunch of time and money in the long run. If you want someone to be there with you every step of the way and to answer any question that you have, I would highly recommend clicking the link below and scheduling a free consultation call with myself, where I will go over exactly what I offer, and we'll find out if it's a good fit. If so, we'll begin working right away. If not, then we won't. If you enjoyed this video, I would recommend checking out my previous video on how I actually made $400,000 from dropshipping in 6 months, or the video where I explain how to actually get started in dropshipping in 2023. And I hope to catch you in the next video.